Alright, so the greatest YouTube boxing card is finally happening tomorrow, and we have some massive fights ahead, from Deen the Great vs Walid to Slim vs Salt Papi, and obviously the double main event. I thought this would be the perfect time to break down each fight to make a calculated decision on who's gonna win. Now I'm not gonna go over the prelim fights because Ryan Taylor apparently got arrested, so we're not gonna see him versus Worms. Astrid Wet versus the other girl is just a nice washroom break. SX and DTG have no boxing footage to even look at, so we can't even break down what's happening. And finally, Chase Dumour vs Temple Arts. I mean, this is one of the fighters, so it's pretty obvious who's gonna win. Alright, so the first fight we have on the main card is Nick Lamau and Alex Wasabi versus the legend Pineda and B-Dave, and we actually got a little preview of Nick Lamau versus B-Dave in the Survivor Tag match, and as we can see, I mean, this man B-Dave was getting absolutely bodied by Nick, and I don't think the skill gap between Alex Wasabi and Pineda is as big as B-Dave versus Nick. So I think Nick and Alex Wasabi are gonna win pretty easily here. Next up, we have Whindersson Nunes versus My Mate Nate, the two fighters that lost to King Kenny earlier this year. So if we look at the My Mate Nate fight, as soon as the bell rang, King Kenny instantly controlled the center of the ring and landed two quick jabs. And if we move a bit forward, you can see whenever Nate throws, he doesn't have his left hand up to cover his face, and Kenny slipped the first punch, and right here, he could have just landed a crazy right hand to end it off. But this entire fight, Nate was always on the back foot, and as we know, Kenny ended this fight pretty easily in the second round, and although Whindersson also lost to Kenny, he definitely had a better performance in terms of controlling the center of the ring, landing accurate shots, and having more defense. So I think Whindersson will probably beat Nate by knockout or unanimous decision. Speaking of King Kenny, he's actually the next fight on the card, but this time he's fighting the midget T-Rex dinosaur, Anthony Taylor. Now on paper, Anthony Taylor should win because he beat Ashri Roxu, who Kenny lost to, but then again, we have to remember that Kenny is 6 feet tall and has a 79-inch reach compared to Anthony Taylor's 67. So this is already a massive advantage for Kenny because he can land shots from a distance Anthony Taylor can't. But if we look at Anthony Taylor's last fight against Salt Papi, you can see he has this awkward style of fighting where he ducks his head way down whenever he throws a punch, and you can see it again here. Now in the Salt Papi fight, all Anthony Taylor had was that leaping right hand. Now it was working against Salt Papi, but the reason it was working was because they're a similar height and have a similar reach. With someone like Kenny, Anthony Taylor will have to come way on the inside to even try and land something like this, and we all know Kenny's inside game is elite. So I don't think Anthony Taylor will win this fight. However, he has shown to be a durable fighter, so I think Kenny will win by unanimous decision. Okay, now things are getting really spicy. The next fight on the card is Walid vs Deen the Great, and how do you determine who's gonna win a rematch? Look back at their first fight. So as soon as the fight began, you could see Walid was more aggressive, throwing double jabs, while Deen was playing a bit more defense, but still throwing some nice punches. But let's take a look at what we all want to see, starting with the first major punch landed. Boom. So they both went for a left hook, but let's take a closer look at what happened here. So right here, the reason why Walid caught Deen was not only because he was faster, but look at their hands. Walid is guarding his face while throwing, whereas Deen is throwing but not guarding. So if Deen did have his right hand guarding his face, that left hook by Walid wouldn't have done that much damage, if no damage at all. Now once again, watch the defense from Walid here. First punch lands, second punch gets blocked by the bottom of the glove, and third punch gets blocked by the top of the glove. Here's the full exchange. Just remarkable defense, and keep in mind, Walid was only 18 years old when this fight happened. I'm saying he was only 18 years old like this happened 6 years ago, but what I'm saying is from the 10-month time frame from when this fight happened to now, he's probably improved so much. Walid did knock down Deen three times in this fight, but we're only gonna look at the second one because it was the same story in all three, and this one's just way cooler than the other ones. Boom! Okay, let's slow this down here. So Walid goes for the right overhand, Deen goes for the left hook. Walid lands first, then as soon as Deen's left hook lands, Walid already throws a left hook of his own which lands clean on Deen's chin. And this man fell down like he was doing the stanky leg. But in the end, Deen did win the fight, and the reason he won was because the roles were switched in that exchange. So as we can see, This time Deen was faster than Walid, and Walid didn't guard with his left hand like he did before, and that was it. So the takeaway from their first fight was Walid had more speed and had better defense, but Deen may have had more power and may have had a better chin just because it took one shot to drop Walid. Okay, from that standpoint and seeing how Walid looks way stronger this time, I honestly think Walid is gonna win by knockout. But I wouldn't be surprised if Deen pulls this out once again. Now the next fight on the list is Salt Papi vs Slim, and this one is also tough. I mean, Salt Papi has those highlight reel knockouts, but Slim is 6-0 and is shown to have a strong chin in that Tom Zanetti fight. Also, Salt Papi lost to 30 kilograms or 66 pounds of weight, so he's never fought this light before, and some people think it's gonna negatively impact him in the ring. Now there isn't too much footage to look at from Salt Papi because he's ended all his fights so fast, but if we do look at the Anthony Taylor fight, as I said, he kept getting caught with that right hand and he never really had an answer for it all night. But I do think Salt Papi has improved his defense. Because he's lost all that weight, he's gonna be faster on his feet. But then again, we haven't seen Slim box for 8 months, with his last fight being against Tom Zanetti, and even though he was way heavier than him, Slim somehow won while eating some massive shots. So in summary, I think Slim has a better chin, Salt Papi has better defense, and they both have that knockout power. But Slim is 3 inches taller than him and has a 4-inch reach advantage. But Salt Papi's knowledge of distance and his timing is insane. Like, we've seen that in the Josh Bruckner fight. It's actually insane. So my final prediction is Salt Papi by knockout, but Slim has an amazing chin as well. Like, this is one of the hardest fights to predict. I think Salt Papi by knockout, but if Salt Papi doesn't get that knockout, Slim is gonna win as the rounds go on because he has a longer reach and he can pick his shots easier. Now on to the 2 main events, and I don't think the first one is hard to predict, and I think you understand why. Like, Dillon Danis has never stepped foot into a boxing ring and has been saying he's gonna choke out Logan to win. Like, I don't even think he believes in his own boxing skills. Logan's stronger, taller, faster, has a longer reach, has a better chin. I think Logan can end this in 1. Now the main event, KSI vs Tommy Fury. Who do I think is gonna win? Well, you can watch my breakdown of the entire fight where I talk about their styles, techniques, advantages, disadvantages, ways they can win, and my prediction in the video linked above. Hopefully it's here. If it's here, I look like a dumbass, but video linked above. But comment down below who you think is gonna win from all the fights talked about, and make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell to never miss future videos.
Like I said before, you know, I'm the one that can see John Cena. Yeah, I'm the one that knows Victoria's Secret. I'm the one that knows what the dog is doing. You know, I'm that guy. I'm him. I'm him. When I go into a gym, treadmills do push-ups. That's how it is, bro. I'm that guy.